Okay guys, today we're doing Warrior II, aka Virabhadrasana II. Virabhadrasana means warrior in Sanskrit and Dui is two in Sanskrit. Warrior II, probably one of my favorite poses. I know I say that about a lot of poses, but that's because it's true. They're all my favorite pose. No, but yes. So Virabhadrasana II has an amazing story, or all the warriors have an amazing story behind it. So if you have a chance to go check that out, I'm sure you can Google it, and yeah, it's just beautiful. So a little tidbit there, and then let's get started. Okay, so Warrior II. If you want to feel like a badass, go ahead and pop into this pose whenever you feel like you need that extra fire, that extra amping up, because this pose does that to me every time. It's really grounding, it's really powerful, and it's really great for strengthening the legs, opening up the hips, and strengthening those arms and shoulders. So without further ado, let's pop into Warrior II. We're actually going to start in star pose. So come to a wide stance with the feet about 3 feet apart, toes facing forward. And then we're going to bring the arms up to shoulder level, energy through those fingertips, kind of like you got some wings going on. And then we are going to turn our left toes to the front or back side of the mat, depending on where you're at. And then from here, we still want to continue focusing on those feet. So really try to press down into your feet. You can even walk that front foot forward a little bit if it feels good on those hips. And then just start to bend that left knee, sinking the hips down. Now, we tend to forget about the back leg here when we start to sink that knee down, and it can kind of collapse and sag. So make sure you're pressing through the back edge of that back foot, and that helps engage that inner thigh, rotates the right hip out, and then you're still pushing through the ball of the front foot, and that helps engage the inner thigh of the left leg. And that's where we want a lot of our engagement to come from. Also the core, so hugging that belly in, chest should be facing towards the long edge of the mat. Floating those arms back up if you let them come down. And then we're reaching through those fingertips. So we're really staying engaged in the arms here, but not like clenching as hard as we can. Just the energy through the fingertips. And then here, a lot of times in the beginning, we don't have the orientation in space, especially if there's no mirrors to look at. So sometimes we end up like this or like this, and just maybe checking out the back arm and seeing where it's at, bringing it level with the front. And then our gaze is over our front fingertips. So we're looking almost at that middle fingernail there, and you're kind of sending this powerful warrior gaze over that fingertip. Take a moment to come into the breath. And then with your breath, maybe you can relax the shoulders a bit more, letting the shoulder blades glide down the back. When I first started this was the part that got me the most. The shoulders were always burning, and they're burning a little bit now, so if they're doing the same for you, no worries. What we can do to kind of alleviate that in the beginning, you can try flipping the palms up. This is helpful for some people, and some people it's not. So give it a try, see if you like it. And then if it ever becomes way too much in class, you can always just bring those hands to the hips and kind of use your elbows as your pointers and energy out. You want to make sure that you're not Daffy Duck button, so you're not sticking that bum out, tucking the tailbone under. Beautiful. And then just start to straighten that front leg. Turn the left toes back in, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So start to turn the right toes towards the front or back end of your mat. Grounding through the feet. Forgot to mention in the first one, but doing the same as warrior two. So front heel in line with the back heel, or front heel in line with the back arch of the back foot. Either one of those is fine. All of our hips are slightly different, so finding what feels good to you. Arms are floating up, palms up or down. Again, whatever's feeling most natural for your shoulders. Start to bend the right knee, pushing through the back edge of that back foot to keep that back leg engaged. And then also with the knee of the bent leg, try to make sure that it's stacking right above that ankle, and that gives us a lot of support and stability there. And the knee is tracking over the two middle toes. A lot of the time, our knee wants to come in like so, just because we haven't straightened those inner and outer muscles of our thighs yet. So if your knee's kind of coming in, see if you can use your mind to make that knee go over in line with the toes. If the mind's not communicating with the knee, which sometimes that happens with our body, totally normal, you can use the hand, bring the hand, and just guide it back. Arms up, warrior gaze over the middle finger, finding that drishti, that super focus. Tailbone is tucking under, shoulders are relaxed as much as possible. And then another option to modify here, if this is feeling really intense on the hips, you can always just bring that stance in a little bit and not make it so deep. But just make sure, because when you bring that back leg in, the tendency is going to want to be the knee to go further over the toes. And then just try to bring that knee back right on top of that ankle. Beautiful. Lengthen the front knee, toes come forward, back to star, and that is warrior two. All right, guys, let me know what you thought about warrior two. Did you feel like a badass? Did you feel like a warrior? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions or more modifications that are needed for your particular body, I'd be happy to do the best I can to try to help. And please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Until next time.